Good morning, children, and welcome back to our online class of computer applications. So, in the last class, we have learned about class as the basis of all computations. That was chapter 2. Now, instead of starting chapter 3, I'll be starting chapter 5 from your book. Okay, so we'll mention chapter 5 from book as chapter 3. So, first we need to know this one. So, this chapter is about library classes. Okay, so what is library classes? First we should know this one. Okay, so see here. So first of all, Java follow the paradigm that is object oriented programming, isn't it? Java follow the paradigm that is object oriented programming, OOP. So when we talk about OOP, we'll talk about class and object. Okay, so when we are talking about class and object, this class, okay, we'll say as library. Now what is library? Libraries are collection of multiple classes. Collection of multiple classes. You can say libraries are collection of multiple classes. In Java, we have so many classes. Each class has some different functions. Okay, each class has some different functions. Like we have mathematical class, so math functions are there, isn't it? We have discussed about math functions in our previous chapter. So today we'll be talking about a separate class known as wrapper class. Okay, it's a part of Java classes. Okay, it is known as wrapper class. Now see here, what exactly is wrapper class? So see here, what exactly is wrapper class? Wrapper class. We can say wrapper class, they contains primitive data types. It is a type of class which contain all the primitive data types and also provide the informations how these primitive data types can be used in a Java programs. Okay, so wrapper class is what? It's a collection, or you can say it's contain the primitive data types. So what exactly is data types? Already I have discussed in previous chapter. Data types, the type of value a variable will store, that information is provided by data types. How many primitive data types we have? 8 primitive data types we have. So each 8 primitive data types, how they will be functioning in the Java program, that informations are provided by wrapper class. Okay, so see this. So see, wrapper class, as I told you, they are the collection of primitive data types. Even they provide us informations how this primitive data types can be used as object. How these primitive data types can be used as object. So this information is also provided by wrapper class. And this wrapper class, they are the part of java.lang package. So wrapper class are what? They are the part of java.lang package. Okay, we have two type of package. So what is package? Package are the collection of library functions. They are the collection of library functions or library classes also you can say. So we have input output, that is java.input output. Another is java.lang. Lang is language. So java.lang, in this package we have a wrapper class, and this wrapper class, they provide us in what way we can use the primitive data types as an object. Okay, that's why we write na int a. We write here int a is equal to 10. This means what we understand. A is a variable which is storing a value that is 10. But what kind of value it will store? That information we get from data type, that is int. The value should be integer only. And this int, this is a keyword. Int means only integer value, whether it can be negative or positive. This information how we get? We get because of wrapper class. Because wrapper class provide the information to whom? Java.lang package. That int means integer. Okay, you have to accept int as integer, and int is a keyword. So this information is provided to compiler by java.lang package, and java.lang package has again multiple classes. Among that multiple class, one class is wrapper class, which provide the meaning of primitive data types, or it provide the information how this primitive data type can be used. Okay, can be used as an object. So this is the function of wrapper class. Now see how wrapper class and primitive data types are written in Java programming language. See this. So see this, how we can write data types and a wrapper class. Data type means only a primitive data types. Wrapper class. So first I will write int. So wrapper class of int is integer, okay, where I is capital for wrapper class and I is small for data types. So second I will be writing as char, small letter, and when we talk about wrapper class it will turn to character. Third we'll write sort, small letter, wrapper class, S is capital. 4 boolean, small letter, wrapper class, boolean, capital letter, B, only B capital letter. Now after boolean the next we'll write long, small letter, and here long, L capital letter. Then 6 we'll write float, small letter, float, F capital letter. 7 double, small letter, double, capital letter. And the last one, that is 8 byte, small letter, here byte again, B capital letter. So children, total how many data types we have? We have 8 different primitive data types. Okay, when we talk about data types, it has 2, primitive and non-primitive. Primitive, inbuilt. Okay, inbuilt we have 8, non-primitive, user defined, like class and array. So see here, so from this 8 data types, okay, each data types can be used in a program as an object. That means we can use this one to declare the variables, to inform the compiler what sort of value a variable will store. So when we are writing this data type as a keywords, that information should be given to the compiler. That information is given via package. Package means java.lang, and java.lang contain one class that is known as wrapper class, means this one. So when we write int, message goes to whom? Java.lang. That int is a part of wrapper class. Then java.lang package, it check in the list of wrapper class. Int, wrapper class is what? Integer. That means now java.lang package, they understand that int means integer values. Then this message is sent to compiler that you accept all integers value. Same way, char, sort, boolean, long, float, double, byte, all this whatever we write as a keywords, okay, that will message will be sent to the package package will check in the wrapper class and the message will be delivered to compiler. Then only the execution process start. So wrapper class is very important. If suppose wrapper class is missing, okay, if java.lang is missing, then when you write these keywords, it will be unknown to the compiler, and compiler will give a wrong output. Okay, the execution will be wrong, will not get accurate answers. Now it is not that java.lang package you have to write. You write at the top package, isn't it? Import java.io.asterisk, import java.lang.asterisk. Now from this topic till now what we learn, you come to know that lang package is very important. We need to write that. If you don't write, it will not get compiled. Means this data type will not be accepted. But it's not that. Lang is a default package. It's optional to us. If we are writing, it's okay. If we are not writing, by default this package are stored inside IO package, input output. Because wrapper class is also a part of input as well as output. When we accept, data type is required. When we display, again data type is required. So input and output package, yes, that also contain wrapper class, and wrapper class are stored where? In lang package. That's why lang is the default package. Means by default it is inside the IO package. Question comes, name the default package used in a Java program. Answer is what? Java.lang package. Understood why? Because this wrapper class, they are a part of input as well as output. So inside IO package these things are already stored. So children, if wrapper class is not there, the meaning of this primitive data type is totally unknown to the compiler. And unknown means, again, the variable problems. We can declare the variable, but what sort of value variable will store? Which value variable will store? Confusion is there. Means every time we need to struggle with this point. So to solve this, there is a wrapper class. Okay, work is what? Primitive data type converts to an object and stored where? In java.lang package. Is this clear, children? Any doubt? I guess there is no doubt. It's a very simple topic. Okay, data type already I have explained, and wrapper class is what? Just their meanings are stored. Okay, because compiler, they must know the meaning, then only they can execute, because these are the keywords. Okay, so class are the separates. That's why we call it as library, collection of classes. Okay, and package means collection of, again, library. That means multiple class function, everything comes in that. Is this clear? So see the next. Okay, so now we'll learn how we can convert. That means one primitive data, how we can convert to another primitive data using a wrapper class methods. Okay, so methods in the wrapper class. Methods in the wrapper class. Say by default, okay, by default it accepts string. Example, string s is equal to br dot read line. Now here this br, it is an object of buffered reader. So we have buffer reader, a separate concept. Using this buffer reader also we can accept the input from the users. And this buffer reader, they have the object. Let us take example of this object as br. Okay. So with the help of this object, we can read the line. That's why read line is a keyword. Functions, L is capital. Okay. So using this object, we can read the lines. We can accept the input and we can store in variable s. And that variable is by default of string type. Okay, children. So by default, when we ask the value, by using the methods in the wrapper class, okay, the value what we accept, that is string type. Now there should be some process by which we can convert this string to another data types like int, float, double, char, something like that. Okay, so that process is also available, but for that we have to use again a separate method, separate functions, that is parse. We can use parse. Parsing function, what it does is it convert the strings to another data type in using wrapper class, by using wrapper class. Okay, that means wrapper class methods can be used to convert strings, variables into integer, char or something like that. Okay, that means we can accept int, char and all using wrapper class methods. See the technique how we do. So see how we do. Let me write the string one first again. String s is equal to vr dot read line. Line is a function. Now if you want to write int a is equal to, you have to use integer wrapper class dot parse int bracket s. Okay, s means this is string s. In the same way float, if you write f capital, that means see again wrapper class concept comes, and parse float s. Same way for double, double dot parse double then s. Okay, but now see for char. Char we write we can write char dot read function for the single values. Okay, for the single values we can use char dot read, or we can use char dot read. Okay, for the single value. Another one more technique is here, that is character dot read line, that s. Okay, but that will come later on in another chapters. So for right now, char we can use as char dot read functions, because single character we are reading. Okay, so these methods, what it does is it actually use a wrapper class for converting string type. Actually when we ask from the user, everything is text, whether you type number, alphabets or any symbols. That text we are converting to different types, different data types, primitive data types, and these conversions we can do using a wrapper class. So this is one of the significant features of wrapper class. Okay children, did you got the point?